welcome back. That was a long walk down the stool and the ladder and then round the corner, but hi, I'm here. Okay, today is very, very exciting. You guys probably know what today is if you've been following me. Today is the 500th video that I've done, and oh my goodness, it does not feel like I've done 500 videos. Where has the last 12 months gone? Well, maybe coming up to 18 months, I guess, on videoing. So thank you guys for all your love and support. Righto, let's just get straight down to it. This is as big as an area that I can film for you, so you may just have the corners cut off a little bit, but I'll take you down and zoom you in later on anyway. This is a gallery wrapped canvas, 30" by 60", about 75 centimeters by 150 centimeters. So it's a biggie. It's got these timber cross pieces underneath, and I've folded up some piddle pads, and just put them underneath to stop it sagging. I've done that. I have already put my silicone oil in all of my paints just to save time, because there's a lot of paint to mix, so I've already done that. I'm just getting a spare piddle pad organised. I'm going to throw it on the floor down here. That way I can just put my dirty swipe plastic straight onto it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a big swipe. My very first video I did was a swipe, and oh my gosh, I was so terrified. I didn't say a word. It was just like a silent movie. Now you can't shut me up. 500 videos down the track. So swipe. I'm going to do a reflection swipe, so swiping from the middle down, and then I'll go around the table and swipe from the other side down that way. I'm going to swipe with navy blue. I've got all sorts of shades of blues and greens and earthy tones. They're all muted. There's nothing bright, nothing jumping out at you in these colours. They're all relatively muted colours. Not sure how many plastics I'm going to need, but I've got quite a few here. These are just my swiping plastics that I use, so I've got all of those organised. And then when they're dirty, I'll just pop them on the floor down there. Now I've got about 3 kilos, 100 ounces. I think that's 100 ounces, about 3 kilos of mixed paint. Pouring medium is 65% glue, 35% water. And I've mixed these 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So roughly about 200 grams of pouring medium to 150 grams of paint. I've got my coffee, I've got my white chocolate and raspberry muffin that I made last night, so that's going to be my lunch. I'm going to munch on those while I get started. I'm a bit nervous actually. It's been a really long time since I've done such a big canvas, but let me pop some of this in my gob and we'll get started. I'm just going to layer it, layer my colours. I'll tilt up that way, I'll tilt down that way, and hopefully I'll get this massive canvas covered. I've put the oil in already because it took a while of putting them in and then mixing them, so I've done it already. I'm going to put like half a cup on this side, and then I can put the other half on the other side. Hopefully I've got enough. No rhyme or reason for where I'm putting my colours here. They're just going everywhere. Oops. Hopefully they're kind of even. So I'm just leaving, if you can see where there's a little pencil mark there where I've just kind of marked out where I'm going to leave some area for my swipe colour. I hope I made up enough paint. Should do. Looks like I've got plenty here, hey? Okay, and my last one. As I'm going along, I'll tell you about my colours. I don't want to waste too much time up front, hey, talking about colours. I have got, so this is my swipe one. I'm swiping with Deep Space. I've mixed that probably about 2 to 1, maybe 2.5 to 1, just to get it nice and thin. So it just slides over the top of these. Each cup's got 5 to 6, probably more like 6 drops of the spot on treadmill silicone in them. Now, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to make a bit of noise. I'm going to move my ladder and my stool so that I can get behind the table. And hopefully I don't knock the tripod over, because that would not be good, would it? Make some room here. It's very awkward doing something this size. Well, if you're doing a video, it's awkward because I can't get to behind. There's a tripod just here, so it's a bit awkward for me just to get to that particular spot. But I'll make do. Now, this is going to take me a little while to pour all these out, so if you don't want to watch me pouring paint, feel free to move along. I mean, fast forward. Okay, that's 1 cup done. Oops, they're getting slippery gloves. I wasn't going to put this green in, and then at the last minute I changed my mind and made up a green. Hopefully I've got enough paint. This one is green oxide. So they're all global colours today. And I've mixed them with Elmer's Glue All and water. That's all, nothing terribly exciting about that. Now see, I've got the same colour there, so I just want to put some over there. I don't want it at the same spot there, so I'll just do that. Trying to just separate them a little bit so I don't get big blocks of the same colour. That's the idea anyway. And then I haven't got much of it over here, so let's pop some over here as well. It's going to be really difficult for me to tilt this to cover all the edges, I think. So I'll try and cover as much of the canvas as I can with these ribbons of paint that I'm doing. So there's, in my office, I've got a painting, well it's a controlled swipe, one that I did probably 3 years ago, one of my very first paintings, and it's a big one. It's probably about this size, maybe not quite as deep, and yet it was one of my very first big paintings, because I just thought, I can do this, I can do a big canvas. it's really not very good. It's still hanging up on my wall. So I'd like to replace it. So if this one turns out, that's where it's going to go. And I will show you when it's dry. If it works, that is. I'll take the video and I'll show you it hanging up on my wall in the office. So you can see how it's turned out. Hopefully it'll be pretty. Don't need any more white on this side. I'll just put a little bit of paint down here just to fill in gaps. Oh, it's taking a while, isn't it? I'd really like a drink of coffee, but my hands, oh, look at this. Can't pick up my white coffee cup with these grubby hands. Whoops, that was a big blob there of red oxide. I haven't got any up here, so let's use this last little bit just about there. You can see what I mean about all those sort of muted earthy tones. None of them are really bright. So hopefully that's going to be just a nice sort of soothing, natural, earthy sort of a painting. That's what I'm hoping for. Just piling all my used cups up here. Okay, let's see. I've got some of the dark green there, so put some there, and some there. Filling that little bit of white space just there. Now one of my little puppies is my teacup puppy. He is 9 weeks old now. He went to the vet yesterday for his vaccination and his microchipping. And there's a funny little story about this guy because his mum is Izzy. She's my apricot teacup poodle, and his dad is Charlie, my red teacup poodle. And Izzy is extremely, extremely bonded to me, very closely bonded to me, more than what a dog should be, really. And she wants to be with me 24/7. Yeah, just constantly. So when she had her puppy, this little guy, she was very torn because she wanted to be with me, but she also had the instinct, you know, to stay with the puppy. So when I was sitting on the couch, she'd come out of her whelping box and carry him in her mouth over to me, over to the couch, and pop him on my lap. And at night, she didn't want to sleep in the whelping box with him. She wanted to sleep with me. So, and I couldn't leave her in there alone because she was just carrying him around and didn't really know what to do with him because she was looking for me. So I ended up having her and the dog bed and the puppy in bed with me. And she would still pick him up and put him sort of in the small of my back and then get out of bed and cuddle up to me as well, so that we were all cuddling together. And this is what she did. And it was just ridiculous. I couldn't leave her alone because she just wanted to be with me, didn't want to stay with the puppy. And then my little black teacup, Zoe, she's done this before. She spontaneously lactates and just produces milk. And she jumped in with the puppy and started feeding him. And I thought, well, this is going to work out okay. Zoe can look after him because Izzy just doesn't want anything to do with him, really. Well, she does, but she'd rather be with me. So that's the story. Zoe took over feeding this little guy, and Izzy's just, thank goodness for that. You can have him. I'm over this child raising thing. So yeah, how cute's that? So he's leaving next week. His new owner's coming to pick him up. But it's funny how animals, they can just do that, you know. They can just spontaneously lactate and take over a litter. That's what wolves do in the wild. There's always another female apart from the alpha female who will lactate and help to care for the litter if anything happens to the mum. So it's really amazing, the animal kingdom. All right, I think I'm nearly there, you guys. Thanks for being patient. Used up all my paint, every last little skerrick. Okay. Just wipe off my hands, and I'll quickly run through the paints that I've used for you. Let me have some coffee before it gets cold. Needed that. So I'm swiping with Deep Space. I have white and flesh, and then the two sort of turquoises they are Peacock and Coastal Turquoise. I had to add a little bit more paint to those because the turquoises are usually really quite thin. Same with the red oxide, I had to add more paint. The red oxide and the deep sea, this is that dark greeny blue one. And then I have got green oxide and scuba diver. So nice muted colours. And yeah, so that's all of them. Right, now I have to tilt this big boy. My cup's out of the way. I'm just going to have to put up with paint on my cup for now. Oh, that was exhausting just doing that. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to leave a space there. That's going to be for my navy. So just make a little space for it. I should have got some more damp cloths. Might have to go out and rinse a couple more off actually, just so that I've got them handy, because this is very messy. Now, move my muffin. Have another bite. Oh, it's heavy. Now I'll do the best I can to cover the surface. Straight down though, because I don't want to fill in that middle gap. So as soon as it's run over on that side, I'll bring it back. Doesn't matter if everything hasn't gone over, you can just fill in your areas that have been missed with the paint that's, you know, fallen onto your table here. I won't worry too much about the sides for now. I'll come back to them. Oh, here we go, other way. Straight down. It's got a long way to go. So heavy. It's 3 kilos of paint plus the canvas. But you can't leave too much paint on the surface. You need to move some of it off. Okay. If you leave too much on the surface, I'm just going back to the middle now, when your cells pop up, they'll lose their shape. They'll go all wobbly because there's not a lot of tension on them. So when they pop up, there's a lot of space for them to move and spread. So they tend to keep growing. So if you don't want that to happen, make your mix a little bit thicker. Now these edges here, I might just sort of do this because what's going to happen when I drag the paint down, the paint's going to get pushed over these bottom edges anyway, so I'm not going to be too concerned about putting extra paint on the bottom there. Just do that for now. I have to come in and fix up these other little areas. And if I wasn't videoing, I would take my time and do the sides. But because I'm videoing, I'll most likely just come back to them later on. So same here, just smooth that out, because the plastic's going to drag that paint down over these long edges anyway. So don't be too concerned about filling those in, because I don't want to tilt that way or that way, you know, because I don't want to fill in that. That's why I'm not trying to get these bottom areas. Look at that, it's filled in again. Let me make a little parting of the C's there, hey? Okay. What else do I need? A little bit there. Just have to make sure that there's enough paint on the sides. Nearly there, nearly there. There's a gap there. What I'll do is I'll pick up some paint from here and I'll just pop it there. With a swipe, it doesn't matter. You know, if your colours don't match, just use what's up on your top or your table, your fiddle pad, whatever you're using, and just fill in any gaps that you've got. Like so. Nearly there. Okay, I think that's it. You guys, that's it. All right. Haven't done my sides. I'll do them later. I'll do them off camera. I've got paint on my muffin. It's closing up again. One of the paints must be too thin over there. That's all right. All right, so here's my navy, and I'm just going to pour my navy through the centre. Stay parted, C's. Don't want too much. Just going to pour a ribbon, whoops, and then go back again. Fill in any little bits that I need to fill in. I don't want to put too much on. I'd rather just smooth out what's there. If you put too thick, if your paint's too thick, your swipe colour, when it's coming across, it's too thick for the cells to pop through. So you'll get either no cells or they'll be really small. So make sure that your swipe colour is a little bit thinner than your other paints are. And also just a thin amount of paint there. If you put too much, you drag it, and then by the time it gets to here, it's still quite thick of navy, of your swipe one. So just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way when it comes to swiping. You're just dragging a very thin film of paint over the top of your other colours. I'll put some navy there. Look, the white's bleeding into it. Hopefully that will be all right. If you want to at some stage, you know, once your painting's dry, you can actually go around and paint the sides in the corresponding colour in your navy. All right, I'm going to start up here because the white's doing weird things. Oh, nearly forgot. I've got my paper towel ready to go. So I'm going to take half of the blue, just touch the blue, you don't want to touch the other colours, make sure one foot's behind the other, and drag. One smooth action, don't stop because the plastic will drop down and make a dent, so don't do that. And then what I do is I turn my plastic around and I use the other side. You need to overlap a little bit though, over here, overlap a little bit. Just touch the navy, not the other colours. Make sure you're overlapping. If you don't overlap, you get like the other colours pushing out from underneath. So I've used both sides of that now, so I'm just going to pop it down on the floor on my little piddle pad there, and I can wash up later. Now I need another paper towel to go here. I'm really not sure how I'm going to go about doing the other side. Hope I don't ruin it by trying to get around the tripod. Right, just touch the swipe colour. Oh, missed a little bit. Oh, that must have been an area that I didn't put paint in. Oh dear, what am I going to do with that? I'd have to re-swipe that area. I don't really want to. Going to have to though. Okay, that's got that area there. That one's been used both sides, so grab another one. And this one's only a little area, so I'll just use the long side here. Make sure you remember to breathe when you're doing this. And don't go too fast. If you go too fast, it kind of skips like that. All right, now I need to go around the other side. Round the outside, round the outside. This is going to be the tricky bit. So if I knock the tripod, I apologise. Okay. Now again, just overlap the very edge of the plastic over the side of your canvas. Touch into the blue. I might actually off-centre these stripes so that they're not identical in line with each other. Straight down, wipe it off. Okay. Let's do another one. I like to hold the plastic at the bottom, just gently guide it. Oh dear, I've picked up something that I shouldn't have. It's alright, I can tap the cells, but I'll just fill in that little bit of blue there. Aqua. Let me have some more coffee. Oh, this is exhausting. It's nerve-wracking doing something this big. It's been, as I said, it's been a while since I've done a big canvas. Now I don't know what to do here because I can't reach over there. What if I can... I'm going to put... Oh, can I do that? No, I can't do that either. I'm going to have to put my hand inside the tripod like that. And hopefully I can still drag it back without hitting the tripod. Oh no, 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 the tripod's in the way. Oh. Oh. Yeah, tripod, that didn't work. I'm going to have to fix that up. It's a problem with that, so the tripod's just here, and as I dragged the plastic, it hit the tripod leg. Now I didn't make it here, so I'm going to overlap here so I can get to that area there. I'm going to hit the tripod again, lift it up. My goodness. The things I do for you guys, hey? Ugh. Ruining my painting so I can get it on video. That's all right. I'll fix it up. I'm sure I'll be able to touch that up. I might just swipe over that section again. No, I need one more plastic. Just as well I got all of these out. I think I've used 5 or 6. Okay, here's the last one. Phew. Off we go. Now, what can I do about that area there that I've missed? I think I'm going to try one of my smaller sheets of plastic. Just a little one here. And see I can get it just there and just move it away from that leg. Hopefully that will work. Okay, that worked. I'm just going to leave that little bit there. I think once the cells come up, it'll be disguised enough that it's not going to concern me. Oh my gosh, look at it, you guys. So pretty. Oh, I've got paint on my foot. Now, torching time. Let's see what happens. Round and round. Don't get too close, same as when you're doing the flip cups. Just take your time. You can come back again if you need to. I'm just going to go over the whole area once. And then I can come back the second time. I'm not going to get any cells in that very centre there with a dark bit, which is fine. I don't want cells in the middle. And you know, it didn't have any other colours, it was just the navy, so I like it like that. It's a bit of difference, somewhere for the eye to rest. I think it's just too busy if the whole thing is just full of cells. I like the fact that there's some plain colour there in the middle. That's what I like. Others don't, but it's okay. You know, you do what you like. This is what I like. Alright, I've done that side. I'm going to go and do this side now. And as I said, I'll come back and fix up that little bit of blue there. Streaking down. All different colours coming through underneath this dark blue swipe colour. Some areas are going to have more cells coming through, some will have less. It'll just be, the whole thing should just be different. Wherever you look will be a little bit different, which is lovely. Back of you. So the cells will pop up and they will keep growing for a little while, so I might give them some time and then come back and show you the finished product. We'll see what happens. Or I may do some work on my sides, and then while the cells are growing. In the middle, I'm just torching to pop some bubbles through the centre there. It doesn't look too bad, does it, where the join is? It's It's all right. It's very blue. Like I thought, even though there was such a tiny little bit of blue that I swiped with, the whole background is quite blue, and it's only the cells bringing the colours through that are giving us extra colour. So you can imagine, you know, if I had more blue in the centre or thicker, that the whole thing would just be covered in navy and you wouldn't even see anything else. Okay, I think I've had enough torching on this side for now. Let's go back onto this other side. Oh, my arm's getting sore. How about I drop it? Imagine if I dropped it into the middle. That would be awful. Awful, I say. Have you guys ruined paintings by dropping things into them? Just as well there's not too many bugs at the moment, because I can't put a net over this big one. I don't have a net big enough. Taken a while to get my cells up. The light blue that's been mixed with white always gives me like a bubbly effect, not necessarily cells, but it gives me this like champagne bubble or little air bubbles rising up to the surface. Always gives me that, the colours that I've mixed with white to lighten them. It's a bit bizarre how it does that, but yeah, it does. What do you think, you guys? Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. Look at the red oxide coming through here. Let's go over again a little bit. I'm sure there's nothing else that I want to bring up. So I'm just going around in little circles. I'm not aiming the torch in one specific area, just little circles to encourage the cells to come up. And I'm not going to do much more torching. I'm happy with the amount of background that it's leaving. I think that's part of the attraction of a swipe is your pretty background. I'm not going to get much more here where it's quite, the navy's quite thick. Just keep that torch going, don't leave it in one spot for too long, you'll get a cluster up. And I don't particularly want clusters, I want more of a floating look, the cells floating in the background. Okay, I'm done, you guys, I'm done. Oh, look at it, I love it. I was so worried about doing such a big one. Oh, my back's hurting. I'm so worried about doing a big one. I hope the video's still going. Oh, my hand's shaking because of the holding the torch for so long. All right, let's go turn that off to get the glare off. Oh my gosh, look at it, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Love it. And I've got a lot of navy blue left over. I'm going to go around and do all my edges and my sides in navy because I've still got half a cup left. Now, I'm going to put the step stool back and the ladder back. I'm going to climb up here. Hopefully don't fall off. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Let's take you down. Please don't fall off the table. Please don't fall off the table. Please don't fall off the table. Okay. I did it. Oh my gosh. See? I've got to climb up the ladder, stand on the stool, with one leg on the stool, one leg on the table, and then all the way up there. Apparently it can only take for 40 minutes and then it stops, so I'll just join the two together. Oh, my arm. Oh my gosh, guys, look at it, it's so pretty. I don't know where to start. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off the lights, just hang 10. Getting too much of a glare. Just going to, yeah, you look at my studio while I turn off the lights. There's that one. And then I have to just go out here and turn off that one as well. Oh, is that going to be too bad? It was just so glary. They've got a window there that's bringing light in. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, now we're at the correct light. Oh, goodness, big breath in, out. Can relax now. That was huge. So I'll just do this side first, show you this side. And then I'll go around and show you the other side. Some red oxide up there, and there's the fleshy coloured, kind of looks like gold. I did do a little practice with gold and copper and pearl, but it just didn't work. You know, metallics, they're different creatures. They make your cells stretch all out of shape and wonky, so it's best just to not use them. You know, you can match colours. The red oxide looks like copper. The flesh there kind of looks like gold, especially when it's mixed with other colours. You really don't know that it's not a metallic. Oh, going into the darkness here now. I have to move my ladder again. Hang on. And my stool. Love this corner. One of my favourite corners. Oh, all my corners are favourites. I love it. I'm so happy with this one. The cells are only small. And I guess my mix may have been just a touch on the thick side. But when I did my little practice, the mix was too thin and the cells popped up. And they went all wobbly and out of shape. So I prefer to have them a little bit smaller, but a better shape. Really like that there. Those colours there, those are really pretty. Now let me go around the tripod. See, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to swipe that middle bit with the tripod in the way. Like, it just doesn't work. But I wanted to do something really special. Well, I think it's special. Maybe you guys don't think a swipe's special, but I wanted to do a nice big swipe for you for my 500th video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. So thank you again for watching and all your lovely comments. And let's see if I can just finish it off here. No, that's not really going to work, is it? I've got back around here. I don't even think I can zoom it in all the way so that you can see it in one. Nope. So you can sort of see, you know, where the plastics overlapped. You can see the darker stripe, but I don't mind it. You know, it all got some dark here, some light there, some stripies. I guess if you wanted to disguise it, maybe use smaller plastic so that you've got more stripy looks. Maybe that would work. I could try that next time. That way I wouldn't have a big block of one colour. The other side's better there where I've done more swipes. And actually maybe I can do that, yeah, next time. And I've got more stripies through there. Just this one area here that I've got a big block of blue, a stripe, and then a big block of blue. But maybe I've taught myself something, hey? Use smaller plastics and swipe small areas so that you've got more of a stripy look. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go and fix up my sides. I'm going to go and fix up that little bit of pale blue there in the middle. And I will definitely see you for video 501. All right. Thank you guys. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.